Hey guys, welcome to another edition of BSing with Ben Stacy. I am your host, Ben Stacy. We call this BSing because I'm known around Charlotte, North Carolina as a comedian. However, I like to prefer myself as a bullshit philosopher. I just give me any subject and I can just bullshit my way through some kind of thought about it. Um, Having said that, I just want people to know that right from the get-go, I don't hold on to a lot of beliefs. So half of what I say, just me talking out of my ass. I mean, I guess that's why they call it shit talking, right? Anyway, I was taking a few submissions as of late, and this most recent one I got from an old friend of mine, Mount Pleasant, Sam Burnett. Sam's a good friend of mine. She and I worked together in a grassroots campaign to get that HB2 bill repealed. Job didn't work out so much for me, but I'm glad she carried on that fight. But the subject she wanted me to discuss is Darwinism. Darwinism. Now, Darwinism is essentially the ideal of survival of the fittest, in which I don't know if it applies to mankind. Maybe it applies to us the most, actually, considering we're on top, if not completely out of the food chain. We've developed technology, and we have empathy, and we're able to just, we're a weird species, We're probably the strangest species on this planet. It's like we come from a different planet. Overall, we're just these bipedal apes who are able to just like look at this, clothes. How many animals have clothes? None. That's who. I mean, there's like lizards and snakes and shit that like shed their skin in the form of a new one, but it's not. It's like we got options. It's so weird. But Darwinism is survival of the fittest, and it's weird because I'm like half and half on it. Like part of me is Darwinistic in the sense that I'm just trying to make it every day and try to keep perspective on the world. But as I pay my bills and I'm able to feed myself. I'm able to clothe myself. I'm able to do all this. I'm able to do all this minimalistic stuff just to survive, and I can survive. But at the same time, I really hate it when I hear people who are like, well, I believe in survival of the fittest. Well, I believe in survival of the fittest. Really, man? You believe in survival of the fittest? Then I better not see you at a fucking doctor's office. You get the flu, you get this coronavirus, whatever. You better sweat that shit out. Yeah, it's just something. It's a weird subject, because we're like the only species that. Let's face it, we're on top. We run shit. We run everything. The only thing that could the only species that could probably completely obliterate us, besides ourselves, would have to be germs. Plain simple germs. It's weird. It's like the smallest, the most microscopic creature is the one that could wipe us out, and we're seeing that right now, man. This is a strange time, but Darwinism is definitely gonna like apply to this time also. It's fucking strange. But you can really only do so much. You just wash your hands every now and then. You wear your little facey mask. I'm protected. See, God, this shit just fucking burns every time I wear it. But yeah, it's Darwinism. It's fucking weird, man. It's like origins of the that idea. It came from Charles Darwin. who wrote the book, who I actually share a birthday with, which is strange. But, survival of the fittest. I mean, what determines the fittest? Is it the most healthy? Is it the person who can live the longest? Is it the guy who eats his vegetables? Or is it the guy who eats cigarettes all his life and then makes it to 80 something compared to the guy who eats vegetables all his life and makes it to maybe 32? I don't know, but I think a part of human Darwinism, I'm just gonna call it that for ours for right now. Part of human Darwinism is just common sense. I mean, these Muppets I see out here just staring at their phones while they're crossing a street with the fucking hand on the crosswalk sign is red. That means, bro, stop. Look both ways at least. They taught you this shit in kindergarten, and one of the big proponents in my life is I think we should take down warning signs altogether. If you don't know not to grab live electrical wiring, I'm sorry, man. I think you deserve to get fried. And it sounds cruel and callous, but this is what it is. It's common sense is basically human Darwinism, and there's a lot of people out here who don't have it, and in fact, in common sense, it's become so rare. Can we just start calling it uncommon sense now? It's just wow, how did you know to do that? Well, you learn in kindergarten, man. You're supposed to look both ways before crossing the street. And I know what some people are thinking is just well, Ben, people look at their phones all the time. You look at pictures in the 1940s and 50s, you see people on the bus reading a newspaper. Yeah, but I doubt any jackass was just going down the street with a newspaper in front of his face, walking into traffic. I mean, I could be wrong, probably am, but it's a little ironic that I'm saying that because I'm recording this on a phone. I have the common sense to at least quit smoking shit. So I've got a little extra free time now, in 5-minute intervals. Plus, I breathe a little better now because of that. Thank God I finally cut that shit out. But I'll probably have another one after this quarantine's over. Darwinism. Oh man. Darwinism. I kind of like that subject. I can play around a little more with that subject. I feel bad for my last video. Christine Germain asked me to do capitalism, but I'm sorry, Christina, but I only had so much time I could record on this phone. My phone's kind of wonky with the time setting. Last night it was I only had 7 minutes. This time I got 14. What are you doing to me, technology? Why are you doing me like this? But Darwinism, I would say if you feel like you are a Darwinist, you gotta have some simple things. You gotta drink water every day. You gotta have some common sense. You just gotta eat right, and you gotta move. I think that's the main proponents of it. It doesn't necessarily, in this day and age, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a hunter-gatherer type thing, but we might, it might help to do that. I have a dream of one day I'll be able to accumulate skills I need so I can just build a cabin out in the woods or something, and just have a little land, a farm, and hunt my own meat and stuff. But don't have the funds or the time right now to try to accumulate those skills. Well, that's not true. I think I'm just being lazy about it. But I wouldn't mind learning some skills. Live out in the wilderness or something. Yeah, I still want to be a stand-up comedian and all, but maybe the money to that will go towards that. But yeah, Darwinism. Survival of the fittest. And if you're somebody who shouts at, like I said, I hope I better not see you at a doctor's office if you're so dedicated to survival of the fittest. Yeah, cut that jackassery out. But I'll tell you what. I'll leave with a story. I knew I might be a prime example of human Darwinism because I have survived some shit in my life. I mean, I've got, you can't really see it, but I've got scars up and down here from multiple heart surgeries. I was born with a heart defect. Doctors were surprised. But I moved up to Columbus, Ohio for like 2 years. And I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't go see a doctor once in those 2 years. And I drank like a fish, and I smoked like a fucking chimney, and I just sat on my ass. I gained a lot of weight. But I came back, and I went and saw my cardiologist. And I asked him, because I've had a pacemaker all my life, and it was attached to that. And I went and saw my doctor, my cardiologist, for the first time in years. And I asked him about it. It's just like, so how's my pacemaker doing? And he's just like, looked at the chart, and he's just like, Ben, this thing died like 2 years ago. And I'm like, what? Yeah, the battery on it died 2 years ago. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. He's like, well, have you felt any problems? I was just like, I mean, an occasional episode, but like nothing serious. And he just goes, oh, I guess you don't need it anymore. So I've kicked my heart condition's ass, basically, through this time. And I'm hoping if God forbid, I'd catch this COVID shit, I'd survive that too. But, but that was just crazy to me, man. This thing I was born with, all of a sudden I just kicked its ass. I didn't need a pacemaker anymore. I didn't even need medication for it anymore, for what he told me. But, the guy has the fucking nerve to say to me, he says to me, Ben, well, here's what we can do. We can go in for surgery, we can take it out, and if you ever need it again, we could do another surgery to put it back in. Like, you're gonna charge me twice for the same fucking thing. I'm not a fucking dummy, man. Again, it goes back to that common sense about, like, how about we just keep that in there, and if it's needed again, we can do one surgery, and you replace the fucking battery. How about that? That way, we don't have to go through this same bullshit ever again. So, trust your instincts at times. Listen to medical professionals, but trust your instincts at times. I think it'll get you far. I want to say thank you again to Sammy Burnett for that question. Sammy, I hope you and your family are doing well. I see you on the social medias, and I'm liking what I see. I'm glad you seem happy from what I've seen so far. But anyway, guys, if you guys have any more subjects you want me to cover, hey, I mean, from here on, I haven't gotten any. I'm just probably gonna come up with my own and just talk about it. But leave a comment below, and I'll see about bullshitting my way through another subject. Anyway, this has been BSing with Ben Stacy. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night.